Hi, I'm Dr. Erin Yelland with K-State Research and Extension, and today I'm here to talk to you about living a longer, healthier life. And we're going to talk about that in the context of the blue zones. Have you ever heard about a blue zone before? Well, you're going to hear about it today, and there's lots of tips and tricks that I'm going to tell you that people have used within these blue zones to live longer and healthier lives. If you've not heard of the blue zones, then you likely haven't heard of Dan Buettner. Dan Buettner is a renowned researcher and scholar who has studied blue zones for years. He's been featured in National Geographic and has written numerous books on the blue zones topics. So what is a blue zone? A blue zone is a region where individuals live to be the healthiest and oldest people on Earth. Now you might be asking yourself, where are these places? Let's move there and live there right now. Well, you may not need to do that because there are options and lifestyle choices that you can make to help you live a blue zone lifestyle. And today we're going to be talking about that. But first, I do want to introduce you to where those blue zones are. There are 5 of them across the country, and they're all in pretty spectacular places. The first of which is in Loma Linda, California. And this is where a unique sect of the Seventh-day Adventists live. So now while they practice particular things because of their religious beliefs, they do live longer and healthier lives. The other 4 blue zones are more based upon their environment and the communities in which they live. The first of which occurs in the Nicoya Peninsula of Costa Rica. There's another blue zone in Sardinia, Italy, followed by Ikaria, Greece, and Okinawa, Japan. So all over the world in sometimes pretty fabulous places. But like I said, you don't have to live at the beach and live in some tropical place to practice a blue zones lifestyle. So today I'm going to introduce to you what we call the Power 9. The Power 9 is a set of healthy lifestyle behaviors that you can practice in your own life that will help you to live a blue zones lifestyle. So research has gone to these blue zones, and we've looked at these older adults, their family members, and their communities, and we've asked them, why do you think you have been able to live for so long and in such a healthy way? And there's 9 common themes that come out of those conversations. And we're going to talk about those 9 today. The first of which will not surprise you, and that's called move naturally. I have a quote up on the screen that I'm going to read to you. And it says, "The world's longest lived people don't pump iron, run marathons, or join gyms. Instead, they live in environments that constantly nudge them into moving without thinking about it. They grow gardens and don't have mechanical conveniences for house and yard work." What this is saying is that many people who live in the blue zones move and exercise naturally. Instead of going to the gym and running on the treadmill and pumping iron, instead they're out climbing up hills and mountains to get to their garden. They're walking every day because they don't have a car in their local community. Or they might be going for walks with friends. They'll walk to the neighbor's house. They live a much more active lifestyle than many of us in the United States do. And they do this purposefully, but also it comes naturally to them. So ask yourself, what kinds of steps could I take to move more naturally every day? Could I walk to the store instead of driving? Or perhaps once I'm in town, can I walk from store to store instead of driving around from store to store? Perhaps you can start your own garden or get out and about in that garden more often. There's so many different things that we can do to move naturally throughout the day, and I encourage you to identify ways in which you can move more naturally. The second step in the Power 9 is called Know Your Purpose. So in the research on these 5 blue zones across the world, we have found that everyone there has a purpose or a statement that they can answer to why I wake up in the morning. They have something strong and powerful within them that gets them up and moving each morning, that has them looking forward to the day. So what is your why I wake up in the morning? What gets you out of bed? And how can you harness that for good? How can you keep thinking, I want to focus on that and make that a positive aspect of my everyday life? Ask yourself again, what is your why? And keep focusing on reaching that why. When we come back, we're going to talk about the rest of the Power 9 and how you can take steps to incorporate a Blue Zones lifestyle into your own life.
Seems like the world is always changing, and like the weather in Kansas, change is inevitable. Mobile technology improves the lives of everyone, not just those living in a city. Nex-Tech Wireless is right there with you, providing expanded LTE coverage for everything from phones to farm equipment. We are devoted to help Kansas work smarter and live better. Nex-Tech Wireless. Time for something different.
It's 3 a.m. and you're wide awake, hoping your business is secure from the newest security breach. But hope isn't a strategy. Effectiveness is. What would protect a mouse from a cat? Hope? Nope. But what if the mouse could track the cat's every move, see where it lives, see where it hunts? Advantage Mouse. Nex-Tech gets security. We designed our network and built it around the most powerful security in the world, which means you don't have to hope. You can just get a good night's rest. Keep it simple and leave your security to the experts.
Welcome back to this Extension Ed Talk. I'm Dr. Erin Yelland from K-State Research and Extension. So today we're talking about the blue zones, or areas in which people live disproportionately longer and healthier lives than the rest of us in the world. So what steps are they taking to live healthier lives? Now we're talking about the Power 9, and these are 9 healthy lifestyle behaviors that people in these blue zones practice on a daily basis. So far we've talked about moving naturally and getting in that organic natural exercise, but also having a purpose and a reason why you get up each morning. The next step in the Power 9 is downshift. And what this means is that people living within these blue zones don't typically have the stress that many of us living in other parts of the world have. But even if they do have stress, they oftentimes have routines that shed their stress for them. So in some areas of the blue zones, they really rely on meditation or prayer. In other blue zones, they focus on taking a nap or a siesta each day. And in another blue zone, they focus on winding their day down with a glass or 2 of red wine. These strategies help them to better manage their stress in healthy ways, whereas sometimes as in the American lifestyle, we do not manage our stress very well. So think about how you can downshift. How can you help to manage some of the stress that you face on an everyday basis? What will make you happy and what will help you achieve your downshift? Next up is the 80% rule. So of course we can't talk about healthy living if we don't talk about food and what we're putting in our bodies. But one thing that we see across the blue zones is that people generally do not eat until they're all the way full. We will never see people in a blue zone wanting to unbutton their pants or put on their stretchy pants because they ate too much food. Instead, we oftentimes see them practice the 80% rule, meaning that they will stop eating when they're 80% full. We know that it takes time for your stomach to communicate to your brain that you're full. And by stopping when you feel about 80% full, you are less likely to consume extra calories or make yourself feel over full or feeling like you need to unbutton your pants or put on the stretchy pants. That's the American way at Thanksgiving. But in the blue zones, we don't do that. We stop when we're 80% full so that we're not consuming those extra calories. So think about your next meal. Are you going to be able to stop when you're 80% full? I challenge you to do that and try to incorporate that into all of the meals that you're eating throughout the day. Next up, we're going to continue to talk about food. So not only do we want to keep people from overeating, but we also want them to put the healthiest foods possible into their bodies. And in the Blue Zones way, this is called having a plant slant, meaning that you eat a mostly plant-based diet with plenty of greens of all different colors and shades, lots of nuts and beans as well. Some of the blue zones, they will eat meat, but on a very rare basis, perhaps only even a few times a month. And for many Americans, this can seem startling because we have a very meat-based diet in the United States. But I want to encourage you to try and think outside of the box. And how can you incorporate more of this plant-based diet into your daily life? We know that the Seventh-day Adventists who live in Loma Linda, California, one of those blue zones, eat a primarily vegetarian diet. Some of them will also eat fish with those healthy omega-3s and other healthy fats included. So, how can you incorporate a healthier diet into your life? What types of new fruits and vegetables would you like to try? What beans haven't you tried before, or nuts? How can you incorporate these foods into your everyday meals? Giving yourself this plant slant can help you to live a Blue Zones lifestyle. The next step in the Power 9 is wine at 5, and this is personally my favorite. If you have a healthy relationship with alcohol, there are actual proven benefits to drinking red wine moderately. And I'm talking about a glass or maybe 2 a day. And if you do this with your friends especially, and around healthy foods, this can help to boost your life expectancy. There are lots of good properties to red wine that we do not find in other alcohols, and these can help you to have better cardiovascular health as well. But if you're drinking wine in a social circle with good friends and having fun, if you're drinking around good, healthy food as well, you're putting yourself into a healthy situation. And this is the type of situation that can help to boost your life expectancy. So maybe having a glass of red wine a day isn't so bad after all. I personally enjoy it, and I love living a Blue Zones lifestyle. So engaging in that glass of red wine a day, if you have a healthy relationship with alcohol, can help to boost your life expectancy and add a little fun to the end of your day. Next up is family first. So across all 5 of the Blue Zones, one of the common themes that we see is that all of these individuals will put their family first. And this is talking about multi-generational families as well. Within these Blue Zones, we rarely see long-term care facilities or nursing homes. Instead, we see family members coming together to take care of their loved ones, both young and old. And a powerful quote about putting family first is that if you live in a thriving family, it can add an extra 6 years of life expectancy to your life. Having a thriving family provides such a nice social circle, a source of stability, and a foundation for individuals to live within that family. And it is such a strong part of living a healthy lifestyle. So ask yourself, do you put your family first? What if you don't have family and you're living alone in a community without family members? Then think about who your family is in your community. Get together with those friends and with those neighbors. Help to develop those connections in your life so that you can live a longer and healthier life. When we come back, we'll finish up talking about the Power 9, and I'll give you some challenges for how you can incorporate the Power 9 into your daily life.
A step towards better health.
At
High Plains Podiatry, the team's greatest joy is seeing you doing what you love to do. Dr. Rob Hens addresses all problems of the foot and ankle with leading-edge capabilities. They travel extensively, serving in satellite clinics near you. Their growth in southwest Nebraska is a direct result of the caring and personal treatment they give their patients. Let High Plains Podiatry bring the pep back in your step. Now seeing patients in Norton and Colby, Kansas. Call today, 877-345-3668.
Hi, I'm Holly from Nex-Tech. I love all of our services, but my favorite has always been DVR. The convenience of DVR lets me watch my favorite shows on my time, and better yet, with Nex-Tech's TV Now, DVR is free. I also have a new option to watch a movie from the beginning with TV Now's Restart TV, even if it's almost over. TV Now took my DVR to a whole new level. Visit me or anyone at your local Nex-Tech store to upgrade to TV Now.
Welcome back to the Extension Ed Talk on living a healthier, longer life. I'm Dr. Erin Yellen from K-State Research and Extension, and today we're talking about the blue zones and the 9 steps that you can take to live a healthier life. Number 8 on the list is belong. So one thing that we have seen consistently across the 5 blue zones in the world is that most of these people belong to some sort of faith or religion. But what we have found is that denomination doesn't seem to matter. So that's not to say that being Catholic or Baptist is going to make a difference, but rather having a belief in a higher power or belonging to a faith-based community can do a whole lot of good for your health. So even if you don't believe, even if you don't practice, try and find something that you can believe in or a community that you can become a part of so that you can belong. Again, that's number 8 in the Power 9 to living a Blue Zones lifestyle. Where do you belong? And how can you continue to belong in various places throughout your community, your family, and within yourself as well? Lastly, number 9 is having your right tribe. And what this means is that you are enveloping yourself and you are living in an environment that makes you happy. So a really great quote here is that the world's longest lived people chose or were born into social circles that supported healthy behaviors. So this means that everyone around them is living a healthier lifestyle. They're eating community meals that are full of greens and nuts and beans and healthy fish. They're living in this community that supports a healthy lifestyle. They might live in a community where it is most common to walk from place to place rather than to ride a scooter or ride in a car or use public transportation. They're living in a community that is healthier and it's healthier for them. Something important to note is that research has actually shown that smoking, obesity, and even happiness can be contagious. If you're around someone who's smoking a cigarette, you might be more likely to want to smoke a cigarette as well. If you're around someone who is happy and laughing and having a good time, you're more likely to be happy and laughing and having a good time along with them. And obesity. If you're around people who are eating unhealthy foods and having an unhealthy relationship with food, that can rub off on you as well. So if you're surrounding yourself with people and places that are making healthy choices, you are more likely to be living that Blue Zones lifestyle and on your way to living a healthier and longer life. Now that we've gone through the Power 9, I just want to take a minute to refresh your memory on what they are. We want to always be moving naturally, incorporating physical activity into your everyday life. You want to have that purpose or why you wake up in the morning. You also want to know how you can downshift to help reduce stress in your everyday life. Regarding food, try to stop eating when you're 80% full and save those extra calories. And always strive to have a plant slant to your diet. Try and incorporate more fruits and vegetables and whole grains into your meal and start avoiding some meat a couple of times a week. Having wine at 5, if you have a healthy relationship with alcohol, can be incredibly beneficial to your health. We also encourage you to belong to some sort of community, whether that's faith-based or otherwise. And always strive to put your family first. And if it's not your family, perhaps it's your friends or your community members. And lastly, find your right tribe. Find family members, friends, and communities that are going to support you living a healthier lifestyle. By following these 9 things, while you may not live in a blue zone, you're going to be practicing the blue zone lifestyle, and it can have a tremendous benefit on your overall health, wellness, and longevity. Last up, my challenge for you. Ask yourself, what steps will you take first to live a blue zones lifestyle? Perhaps today you're going to not eat red meat for dinner and you're going to go out and eat some more fruits and vegetables instead. Maybe you're going to challenge yourself to stop eating when you're 80% full. Maybe you'll challenge yourself to go out for a walk every day and try to drive your car less and less, and instead get from place to place by walking or riding a bike or doing some sort of other physical activity. There are so many different steps that you can take to start living a blue zones lifestyle and live an overall healthier and happier life. So we challenge you. What steps are you going to take? If you have questions about living a healthier lifestyle, we always encourage you to reach out to your local K-State Research and Extension office, where we will provide you with research and evidence-based information. I'm Dr. Erin Yelland from Kansas State University and K-State Research and Extension. Thank you for tuning in to this Extension Ed Talk, and what steps are you going to take to live a Blue Zones lifestyle?